That's ridiculous. As soon as I upload my last leagues video, I get the ancient Wyvern massage. The previous one despawned. Oh my. This is actually insane. Oh, I got this. As soon. Oh my god. It's just, life works like that, doesn't it? There we go. Ancient Wyvern shield. 200 points. Let's go. Now, you may have noticed that these points haven't gone up too much. I actually stopped playing the league around 5 days ago on this account, on pure mission. It's over! And there are a few reasons why, but I'd say it mainly boils down to the fact that there just aren't that many more interesting tasks left to do. That's the thing with Trailblazer. There's only 3 regions. There's less than half the game available, so you're missing out on a lot of content. Now, I sorted all the tasks I have left into a spreadsheet, and it actually comes out to 93. A few more than I actually realized. And yes, I'm sure I could go and do some of these tasks here. Like, you probably think I'm a bit of a baby for missing out on some of them. But most of these boil down to things that I've already done. I just have to do them more. Like, the game's pretty solved at this point. And a lot of these activities aren't very time intensive. Like 50 mil mining, that would take, what, 30 hours, 250 Tombs of a Mascot, 150 Pyramid Plunder, 300 Volcano. All these sort of things would take a long time, not to mention 2,000 Monkey Agility Laps, Crystal Crown 250 mil. It's just 40 hours of doing the same thing. So that's not particularly appealing, especially when you add up my points. And the remaining points I have are 11,500. I mean, I've slipped down because I've been playing for nearly a week to rank 40 with 72,000. But if you add those two numbers up, it comes out to be about 84,000. And yeah, people already have more than 84,000 points. 4 people, in fact. So I can't compete whatsoever, especially long term, because all those tasks will take a crazy amount of time. So the regions are not balanced for points. And that's fine, but it just means that, yeah, the end of the road came a bit earlier in this league. You've got to keep in mind that all these people can potentially have much better regions than I do, and therefore just pass me in the coming 4 weeks. There's still 4 weeks left, which is a lot of time. So I didn't quite fancy going and doing these 40-hour grinds to finish like 150 on the high scores. That's just not really what I'm after. And of course, I'm not silly, right? I looked at this graphic on day 1 of leagues when the tasks got released 2 hours before the mode. I had the areas I wanted to choose, and I just chose them anyway because I figured that's the best way to play the game. For example, total points, Kandarin is the worst region in the game with 9,130. Taronwyn's the second worst region. Yep, I chose that as well. And I did choose Desert, which was a good region. But when you add these up, the discrepancies are in the thousands. And that wouldn't have been that bad, but I also overlooked the combat achievements, which, you know, was the nail in the coffin, really. If we have a look at this, I can do 700 if I do literally everything, so that's 200 points. I can't do this, 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 I can't do this. That's at least 2,000 there. I can't do this. And then I can't get the elite tier either, another 4,000. So it's around 3,000 points. I also miss out on combat achievements. So it's just a bit doomed in terms of competing with these regions. And that's fine. I mean, I'll try and find a message that I just shared the same opinion. If you really want to compete, you should choose the best regions. Just part of it. And ultimately, the regions I chose mean I didn't win any battles. I didn't win the war. I won nothing, but I had fun, which was the reason I chose them. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was still worth doing. And I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. I think the main thing I underestimated was how fast this league would actually go. I really did intend to play it until the end on this account, but it just went so fast. I think there's so many relics now with 8 relics and all the passives that just get introduced from the previous league. They compound and compound, and with so little of the game to play, I'm done. I mean, yeah, I know I play so much, and that's on me. But it leaves me with 1 month of things to do on the league. And another thing, I spoke about this in my last Ramble video, I'm on pure mission. It has no longevity. I want to be playing on solo missions, so very predictably, I'm going to be playing on solo mission going forward. So I'm going to be playing on solo mission, but the question is, what am I actually going to do on solo mission? And I've thought long and hard about this, because the first playthrough, I actually chose what I wanted to choose. I'm very happy with the relics I chose, and I'm very happy with the areas I chose. I enjoyed them quite a lot, but obviously I don't want to do that exactly the same again, because that is not going to be very interesting at all. Now, one of my favorite things on YouTube that I did this year was the Questcape speedrun series. And if you haven't seen that, I did a speedrun of a Questcape in the fastest time possible and really nerded out with all the different strats. And I want to do something similar for leagues for a tier 8 speedrun. Now, I know that sounds a bit silly because I was trying to get the first tier 8. So was I not doing a speedrun of tier 8 then? But no, not really. Not if you choose the exact relics to get to tier 8 the fastest. You're thinking Fire Sale, probably Production Prodigy, maybe Trickster's better, we'll see. But if you really plan out carefully and meticulously, I just want to see how fast it's actually possible to get a tier 8, because it was done in about 50 hours after release, and I honestly think I could get that down to like, what, in the 30s. Knowing what we now know about the league opens up so many doors in terms of interesting strategies, and I know people won't have seen some of the things that I want to do in this particular speedrun. So in preparation for this, there is obviously a lot of planning that goes into it, and the last few days, along with some real life stuff, I have been doing this. Now I'm trying to strip back all the tasks and just look at what I could possibly do in a tier 8 speedrun. And I still have a way to go. That's 21,000 general tasks, but the main thing to consider are the regions, which are actually good regions for speedrunning. And now I think Desert, Fremenic, Wilderness, Taronwyn are the top 4 by far, and it actually falls off quite quickly. Asgardia, yeah, we're not looking too good. 2,500 compared to what? 3,800 for Taronwyn, 3,500 for Wilderness, 4,000 Fremenic, 4,000 Desert. These are just potentials. Like, it's hard to factor in all the general tasks which are made easier from methods. Like in Fremenic, you can do really fast construction to get 50 mil, right? So it's actually even better. Asgardia's terrible, 2,500. Kandarin, oh, it's less than 2,000's worth doing. Zaya also very bad, 1,600. And Mauritania, 1,290. Like, what? Some regions are just terrible in the early game. Now, I will be using Fire Sale. I'll be Team Fire Sale for the speedrun because it is definitely a lot better than Banker's Note over the short term. I said it at the time, you know. Imagine being a Banker's Note. Oh, I love it so much. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is if you have any crazy speedrun technology that you think might be useful to me, that you think I might not have thought of yet, then drop it down in the comments, because I am very curious what is possible. I've got a lot of good ideas, but you know, it's always worth considering more because I do want to go as fast as I can. Another thing I did want to get opinions on is, should I abuse logout methods? So in the Questcape speedrun, I did logout methods like logout birdhouse runs. I just did a birdhouse run, logged in, logged out, waited 50 minutes, logged in, logged out, do it again, and it's insane XP an hour. And of course, that's going to give me the fastest time to get tier 8 in game, but in real life, that will take a lot more time, so I won't get to play the league as much later on. And also, it's not really a fair comparison looking back to my first run through tier 8 and sort of comparing the time it took. So I'm leaning against no logout stuff, but I don't know. What do you think is the best thing for me to do here? One of the reasons I've been holding off on doing the speedrun is there's not a good way to track the time it would take, because your time played goes across all the leagues you've played. It doesn't reset for Leagues 4. But with the time played plugin, you can now use an offset where you can change it, which is really, really nice, because now I can just use this plugin to make my time 0, and it'll keep track of the time that I've actually played in Leagues 4, as long as I don't mess around with it after this. So that's going to be really nice, and was just a little thing I was waiting on to start this speedrun. So as for Pure Mission, this account is going to retire from the league and make its way back to the main game. I'm actually so sad I had to play on this account, because I wanted to AFK this in the league. This, if you don't know, is my Pure Iron Man, which I was going to AFK stars the entire time. I mean, look at my outfit right now. I was prepped and ready, but because I have actually played on this account, now I can access all the rewards after putting in my pin. And I haven't actually played the previous league, so I can buy everything scrolling back to the good old days of Twisted Leagues. But I think there's two things I want to buy. Twisted Blueprints, I'll confirm those for 4k points. The Blowpipe Ornament Kit, we'll grab that one. And if I uncharge my Blowpipe, I can use the Blowpipe Ornament Kit on there. And it goes red. Okay, what is this going to look like? Hold on. Oh, interesting. Matches the Infernal Cape nicely. Okay, I'll have to see if I actually do prefer that over the long term. That's really strange. Is the special attack different? Let's have a look. Oh, it's red as well. Okay. I kind of like that. I've also been meaning to use the twisted theme for ages. I actually quite like the theme. I've got it on my main. Also, go have a look on the pure. Finally, looking beautiful in here. So yeah, this is me signing off on the pure mission section of the League's journey. And as usual, I owe a massive thank you to all of you because the League's videos have done incredibly well. I've matched Shattered Relic Leagues in terms of views. I think 3.5 million in the month. Not got as many subs, but I think that's just more indicative of YouTube as a whole and what's going on there. But financially, this has been my best month ever by a long way. And I don't know. It's probably been the best month that anyone's ever had on old school YouTube. I can't lie. I feel like this is the peak and it makes a massive difference. There's stuff going on in real life right now, so that's another reason why the videos are going to be slowing down. It seems like a silly point to slow down, but with everything considered, it's definitely for the best right now. So yeah, thank you all so much. I'm really appreciative and motivated by the support you've shown. And I'll see you on Solo Mission.